Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
Or I promise you, we can give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate. Let's pull the pin already.
Hey, welcome back, Nate. I tell you, I do appreciate you. I don't know if I tell you enough because I've done a couple episodes with me and Tanner, and I enjoy talking to Tanner. I struggle through the intros and outros because you add so much to that I can't even get it all together. So we'll have to make adjustments on that, or either teach Tanner, or we'll figure it out. Really, intro and stuff's not really important.
So you got some new decorations behind you.
Oh yeah, my new addition here.
Boom. Over there too.
Oh, which one's over here?
Well, was that always on?
No, that wasn't. Yeah, that's a sign. I covered that up because one of my buddies' watchers was complaining about some of the mess behind me. But you understand that how many times have I moved my office?
And not a long time.
I mean, well, you hardly ever moved, right? But I've been in like three or four different locations already. Yeah, and I'm about to move it again as soon as I get everything situated. But that's a slow process, apparently slower than I want.
If you stop running from the government, you have to worry about it.
Right, and again, here we are talking about nothing because there was one guy commented. Of course, he's on BitChute, which is probably some irrelevant people that just want to troll. He was saying something about 3 minutes and 6 seconds in and still haven't heard anything. Well, thank you for watching for 3 minutes and 6 seconds. We appreciate that. We really do appreciate that because we don't usually say anything in the first 3 minutes anyway, or nothing unless you're like, our loyal listeners, Christine and Johnny. I think they care about what we say the first 3 minutes, but the rest of you, hey, just wait till we get to the substance, because the substance we're going to get to is headlines, because that's what me and Nate do. We pull a lot of headlines from the mainstream media, and we talk about it from our perspective. And if I don't do this part, Nate won't get to say his line, and then he'll be upset. So why, Nate, is it important that we tell him what our perspective is?
Let's say before 3 minutes and 6 seconds. We're average veterans. We've been around the road and we know everything.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about some headlines. That's what we're going to do. Some stuff I'm sure that'll be exciting for everyone to hear. So I guess without further ado, I hate that saying. Let's do this. Let's get into this. I don't know.
Hold on. 3 minutes and 5 seconds.
Oh, we did it. Awesome, Nate. Good job. So leaked text between counter snipers reveals they were aware of attempted Trump assassin for 90 minutes before.
How does this stuff get leaked? You drinking beer already? Man, good for you.
No, it's not a beer. It's cold brew. But I think this is local counter snipers as well.
No.
I don't know if this is actual Secret Service, because from what I understand, I don't know. There's been a lot of video surfacing lately, and one guy recorded the whole thing from his phone. The FBI took his phone, gave it back, and then he uploaded it. Obviously, the FBI didn't upload it or tell you about it. But yeah, one guy did that. Then there were the body cam footage that was released, and then CNN had a panel of local law enforcement talking about this stuff, and they were talking about the Secret Service never, ever coordinated with them until after the shooting.
Oops.
So we already know that there weren't a lot of Secret Service people there. And also we find out, if you watch guys like Dan Bongino and stuff, who was a former Secret Service guy, we find out that he got an inside source that said the Secret Service doesn't even come out to do the scouting the area, or the, what do you call it? Why am I lost for words? The prep work, if it's beyond driving distance. And in this instance, they on good authority, he says they didn't get approved to the day before. So they did no recon. They did no prep. That's why there were no drones. That's why they didn't catch this guy flying. And you know what I mean? So, the question still lies on the table. Is this complete, utter incompetence, or are they doing this on purpose? I mean, the risk of doing it on purpose is they still look incompetent. So either way, it's bad, right? So if you're gonna rob a bank, or do something illegal or wrong, you still want to make it look like and maintain your character. I mean, even Robin Hood, was a hero almost, because he's stealing from people.
So obviously, if you knew an hour and a half before it's going to happen, you're not doing your job.
Well, that's where the question is, because the text messages prove that they spotted this suspicious character. One sniper guy said, "Hey, some guy just followed us in. I don't know if that's thing, but got to check him out, whatever." Like that's just paraphrasing it. So he recognized that this kid followed him in. Then later on, you got the guy, the sniper, who took the picture of him at the bench with a backpack. I mean, so all this stuff was happening. The problem is they had no communication with the Secret Service team.
Do they need communication? The dude's suspicious. You were guarding the president. Pat him down. Check his bag.
Well, they did, but that's what I'm saying. They did do that. They couldn't find him. Even the guy's video that got released was they were all around the building. When the kid found his way in the building, they lost sight of him in the beginning because he was just outside. He wasn't inside. They lost sight of him in the big. Actually, I think the building was actually outside the perimeter anyway. But they lost sight of him because they're not securing the outside. They're just kind of having a loose perimeter to keep people from getting to the perimeter. But they lost sight of him. The problem is the question in all of this is once they knew they had a threat, why was Trump on the stage? Why was he on the stage? Why didn't they stall until this threat was found? Why didn't you delay this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even know how long into that rally he got shot. Do you know how long he was up there?
I don't remember the timing, but
Yeah, or if you know you have something, take him off the stage. Boop. Let's
I
remove
think it
this.
was. I think he was out there 6, 8 minutes or something. I don't know
Oh,
what it was,
I don't know.
something like that. But they could have stalled anyway. The point is that's their job. Their job is to once they recognize a threat, until that threat is secured, Trump doesn't need to be out there. You know what I mean? So that's the problem. So in the end, whether it's incompetence or intention, it's still really ugly. And I'm not really sure why people are okay with that. Like, unless they think we're completely stupid, you know what I mean? Which it's a possibility.
Orange Badman says mean things. Shoot him.
You know what I mean? Like, but the thing to me is like, do these people have any dignity, any pride, anything? You know, I mean, they have a whole Pride Month, but they got no pride in themselves, in their work. It's just crazy, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, even if you're doing this on purpose, you're okay looking like a complete incompetent fool. You know what I mean?
Well, she's gone, so
Well, but it's not. But look who they promoted. They promoted the
I don't know.
actual guy in charge, the guy underneath her. He's the one that's been in charge of all this. She was just a figurehead. We know that most of those people are. They don't read the files. They don't double check. They don't. They don't make decisions. They're just there when the people below them can't handle something.
So do they
So
promote him, or are he just acting right now?
well, he's in charge of them right now, whether he's acting or not. He got a
Yeah.
promotion for screwing up the biggest security thing in the country. And everybody's like, oh, he comes in, oh, and he came in and gave some proud little speech about her. Like, thank you for all you've done and all this stuff. And this is what, like, dude, I'm not sure, man. I'm really not sure. I walk around people every day and I just can't tell if these people are ignorant or evil.
So you're not going to hire any of these guys to protect you then?
Which guys?
Any of the Secret Service people?
Well, I don't think there's a problem with the Secret Service people per se, because we all know this. Like, I'm not going to name Freddie's name, but we all know that there are idiots that can affect the mission, right? But you can still accomplish your mission despite the idiots. So me and you can go out, take our,
Or you can run the mission the proper way, even though the stupid guidance he gave you, you just let it go.
right,
And
right.
then, and then get yelled at after the mission because you were successful and you didn't follow
Exactly.
his guidance.
Or you can just
But
end up
guess
on the
what?
radio when you question it.
We're all still alive.
Right, right. You can end up on the radio when you question it, like I did. Like, excuse me, Sergeant, you just put us in a crossfire. I'm not getting my people killed. Oh, go on to the radio. Okay.
I sure will.
I'll be on the radio and give me the keys, please. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like that's it. Like, I don't have to be smart. I don't have to be better than him. But by God, I don't want to embarrass myself and get people killed. Like, wouldn't you resign? Like, wouldn't you resign yourself if someone under your command got killed? Like, we got guys coming back from the military with PTSD because their soldiers were killed in a battle. I mean, PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Like, not functioning in the world
This
because
one's like,
they're soldiers.
the roof was too sloped.
Right. This lady's like, we almost lost the potential next president, former president, and she's just like, oh, like, I'm not resigning. Things happen. Like, are you kidding me? Like I would be humiliated. And let's be real, dude. Let's be honest and transparent. Just whether you hate the lady, like the lady, everything is not her fault. We know that you can give the perfect orders in the world, even if Freddie's orders were great and I was the problem. Why is he accountable for me when he's everything shows I'm properly trained and I just screwed up? He shouldn't be accountable for me. So she shouldn't be accountable for the people under her that screwed up that were properly trained and vetted. You know
if
what I
they were
mean? Now,
properly trained.
if they weren't properly trained and vetted, that's on her. Or even if the trainer let him get by and didn't, that's not like that's I have a problem. Ultimately, she's got the responsibility. But let's be real, if that was the case, we would never have a president, right? Because the president can make all these things and the world could screw it up or the country could screw it up, and how you blaming the president? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, she's got to be accountable and she's got to have some remorse. Do you ever watch those body language people?
Yeah.
I watched one guy, I think his name is Spidey. I'm not really sure what his channel is, but I saw him come and he had two other guests on there and they did the analysis of this lady on Congress when she was testifying. And they were blown away, almost mortified of the lack of emotion and remorse this lady showed for what happened. It was so robotic that they had to assume this was her entire years of training, not revealing anything. And then at the end of the thing, actually revealing things because they said that she was broken down during the whole questioning. But it was just crazy that, this woman had no remorse. How many people are out there doing this? How many people are like, oh, well, it's just Trump. It doesn't matter. Oh, it's the other side. It doesn't matter. That's what worries me is that people are so willing to look the other way when it benefits them or it's their team that they don't care, but they'll be the first ones complaining when the table flips and they're on the receiving end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like look at what these people do for the oh, the protected groups and oh, they're marginalized people and you're literally marginalizing half the US population by MAGA this, taking out their candidate. Like they're hypocrites and they just don't even see it. It blows my mind. Like have a standard, dude. I don't want anything to happen to Biden or Kamala the joke Harris. Like I don't want anything to happen to them. I don't want them running our country.
You don't want them winning the election.
Right. But how do you do that? How do you wish, even like I said, the age old Hitler thing, we've talked about it before. I always ask people that. And it blows my mind how many people struggle with that question. You know what I'm talking about, right? If you can go back in time, would you kill Hitler?
Yeah.
Your baby, they say baby Hitler or whatever. I think that's a hard analogy because who wants to kill a baby or a child? You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, people struggle with that question. Like they think by killing Hitler, they're creating a greater good in the world. You're killing somebody. How is that a greater good? Why don't
You,
you rise a force to stop him? Why don't you change his mind? Why don't like these ideas never come into these people's mind?
so it did stop them. They killed them.
Well, eventually they had to, right? Because he got out of control. But the point of the question is, would you go back in time and stop it before it happened? And what
Uh,
and what people don't realize is, as horrible as that man was and the atrocities he committed, good things did come of that. Good things came of that. I think a lot of our cancer treatments came out of the German experiments on Jewish people. And obviously, I don't want to glorify that because that's I mean horrible. But you know what I mean? They took the opportunity to test on human subjects that they didn't care about. You know what I mean? Like how many volunteers would they have gotten for that?
probably
You,
none.
you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yes, it was horrible. And you know what the joke of it all is? These are the same people that are pushing climate change and depopulation. So yeah, I don't take these people serious. We spend a lot of time on this headline.
And
You,
so
you haven't cut me off, man.
we might as well just do one headline for this episode. I know you. Can,
Yeah.
I know we do
No,
three more. We're gonna have a 45-minute episode.
no, we could go through this stuff, man. We'll
All
get
right,
through
moving
Brexit,
on.
man.
Moving on.
All right, U.S. orders evacuation of all citizens in Lebanon. I
Oh
don't know
no,
what this is about. Do you know?
no, me either. Next headline. I have not heard what's going on over there, so I
Me
don't
neither,
know.
but it's scary as hell. I think.
We're evacuating a lot of countries right now, aren't we?
Yeah, war is crazy, right? So, hey, you know what though? Harris had nothing to do with what's going on because Biden did all that. Now Harris is going to step in and fix it. This is the same comical stuff that pisses me off. Everybody saw what Trump could do in 4 years, and he was restricted. He was constrained by corrupt people under him, sellouts. Joe Biden has been in politics for 50 years. I don't know, something ridiculous. And then he comes in and promises to make a change now. Who believes that crap?
80
Come,
million people, the most ever in
exactly,
history.
right? Exactly. Morons. I don't want to call them stupid. They're morons. Kamala Harris just spent three years tearing this country apart with Joe Biden, not stepping up and saying, hey, no, let me take charge and stop this. And now you're going to put her in charge and think she's going to do something good. Like, who believes this crap?
But let's see November 6th, how many people believe it.
Oh my God, dude. All right, go on. Go on.
All right.
Paris Olympic organizers apologize for drag Last Supper depiction. Well, let me talk.
Go ahead, talk.
You do your thing. Let me talk about this because this is one of the things that really, I don't know, it's taken social media by storm. It's crazy how many people are actually uh, upset and adding all their historical references and crazy stuff like that. I don't know what these people are doing. They're all over social media. They're talking about how this wasn't the Last Supper. This was some French whatever. Your mic's still on in case you're going to yell at somebody. This was, I mean, it's just crazy that all these people have an opinion about this, and the very people who created this literally come out and apologize. So you've got people on social media apologizing, or not apologizing, arguing for these creators, right? These people created this intro and people got offended. You have a whole bunch of people on social media saying, oh, it's not the Last Supper. It's this, it's that, it's that. You got people apologizing for these people who created it. And the very people are apologizing that it represents the Last Supper.
I missed everything you said. Can you start from the beginning again?
Yeah, I'll try that. But no, what my point is, I don't know if you see it on social media, but there's a lot of people that are putting their 2 cents in about this opening ceremony. But they're all defending the organizers, saying this wasn't the Last Supper, but yet
You know,
the
it's
organizers are apologizing it for
the,
being a representation.
the people that are offended about this tell other people to get over being offended about something else. So you know what? If you're offended, you're offended. Move on. Who cares?
Well, on both, yeah. Look, on both sides of this. Look, I happen to be a Christian, and I think this was tacky and tasteless to put a bunch of drag people and mock the whole Last Supper. But I don't need general people in the public telling me it's not mocking the Last Supper. It's a reference to some blah, 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 know your history, when the very people who created it are apologizing for mocking the Last Supper. So, all you morons who think you're so educated on giving us a history lesson to explain what's happening, you're wrong because the very people who created it just apologize for what people are upset about. So stop being idiots and thinking you're right. Stop feeling like you need to get on the internet like we do and tell everybody how wrong they are. You're wasting your time.
Well,
Just
this is
stop.
this is wrong right here.
So yeah, this one's cool. Treasury Secretary Yellen says 3 trillion is needed each year to fund climate transition. Do
Oh,
you know what our national debt is?
now we're transitioning climate too.
So can't we put some climate blockers on or something? Some climate puberty blockers? Can we just not have a medicine for that? But I think we're like $33 trillion in debt.
We only need 3 trillion each year now.
And it's so funny because I even heard something too. You remember, you know how these simple-minded people. I even saw a guy talking about voting for Biden, and Harris has his vote because they paid off his wife's student loan debt. Like you're a clown, dude. I'm sorry, I don't know what respect you are, but you're a clown if you think taking that handout is good for the country. It's good for you, and I understand your loyalty to somebody who takes care of you, but you're going to destroy the country for your own personal gain. You are no better than them, so you're a clown. Um, but on top of that, the funny fact I got was I think they paid Biden paid like 1 point some billion dollars in debt, student loan debt, but 1.3 trillion is created every year. So it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing again? Why can't we just teach these people to be responsible, pay their own debt, like most of us have done?
And if you
Yes.
can't, join the military. They'll pay it for you.
And like I said, again, I am not opposed to having free community college, but we need to pay for that, and everyone needs to be afforded that. And that needs to come from somewhere. Maybe some of that Ukraine money or Israel money or Venezuela money or whatever other countries we're sending money to. Let's keep that money, and then we can afford to do that. Because free education, I mean, having smart people in America is not a bad thing. Having people not on poverty in America is not a bad thing. I think everyone should have their basic needs met. But at what expense is the question? And
Yeah.
again, if I hand you $1 million and you go buy a yacht, and now you got nothing tomorrow, what did that solve? It just made the yacht salesman richer.
It's solved climate transition.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to do. Transition to our outro because we did keep this close. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing, subscribing. Thanks for all your comments. And Christine, we appreciate you. Again, we are average veterans. And Christine shared that there were 5 Navy SEAL vets running for Congress. I think that's a good thing we get more military people in. But as old one-eyed Crenshaw, he's a major disappointment, and he's proof that all vets are not the same. So hopefully these Navy SEAL guys, which are not average veterans, do something good for the country. And hopefully we're doing something good for the internet. So we're going to sign off. And until then, the website's working. Till then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.